Hi students, welcome to Intercultural Communication course. My name is Dr. Uli Putri and I will be your instructor for this semester. So this video is created because I would like to give you an orientation of what the course is about, and I would like to give you some guidance on the assignments that you will need for the next 12 weeks. And so let's start and I'll show you what we're going to cover. So in this 15 minutes kind of presentation, I'm going to talk about how the course is set up. I'm going to talk about your time commitment to, be successful in this course. I'm also going to cover quizzes, papers, discussion boards, and smart book. More on that later. I'm also going to talk about what to do in week one and how to contact me as your professor or the instructor for this semester. All right, let's talk about how the course is set up. So this is a 12-week course. It's a condensed version of the 15-week course, and we're going to cover the same materials in 80% of the time. So don't be surprised to know that you are expected to do the same amount of work as in a regular 15-week course semester or semester. And in some weeks, students are expected to read the assigned 2 chapters from the textbook, complete the smart book assigned to those chapters, and more on this later. I will talk about what smart book is. Listen and or watch the recorded mini lectures that I prepare to accompany your reading materials, as well as additional materials such as mini documentaries, TED Talk, or podcasts, and participate in the discussion boards. So yes, it sounds like a lot, but you will see that it will be divided into chunks and you will be able to tackle that easily, and there will be timeline given. So even though this may sound like kind of hard and you're going to have to run a bit, but I really do think that this is something that is manageable. Now, in addition to the weekly assignments and discussions, students will also need to submit papers, take quizzes, as well as exams. And I just would like you to be, I just would like to be clear from the very beginning that commitment is key. So is your enthusiasm and curiosity in approaching topics that we will cover in the next 12 weeks. So in this course, you will learn more about your own identity and perceptions, and think critically about how your own culture, gender, identity, and history impact the way you communicate with people from different culture. This is actually one of my most favorite courses to teach, not only because it's very applicable in today's world, but also because the materials are, I find it to be fascinating and engaging. So I really do hope that you will find it to be interesting and applicable as well for you. Now, let's talk about time commitment. So I do want you to budget 4 to 6 hours a week to be able to finish reading 1 to 2 chapters a week, to watch and or listen to the recorded lectures that accompany the assigned chapters. I want to let you know that all of my lectures tend to be less than 20 minutes. So if you set aside that 20 minutes and you listen to the or watch the mini lectures, that will help you comprehend the materials better. Hopefully that's the purpose. I also would like you to watch or listen to the additional materials, podcasts, TED Talk, mini documentaries that are going to enhance your understanding of the materials. And I promise that I will find materials that are less than 50 minutes. Most of the materials are between 15 to 20 minutes. So it's something that you will be able to, complete watching or listening in a short period of time. And then I do want you to complete the Smart Book assign. So Smart Book is basically like a quiz that you need to complete every time you finish reading a chapter. So Smart Book is designed by the textbook so that it's kind of created to make sure that you understand the material and that you will be able to review it and comprehend it by answering those questions. And then you will need to post on the discussion boards and provide feedback to your classmates' answer. You also will take a quiz, draft a paper, and prepare for the exam, right? There's going to be 2 exams, midterm exam and final exam. And the materials are not cumulative. So that means if the first part of the semester, chapter 1 and chapter 1 to chapter 6 are going to be the materials for the midterm exam, then chapter 7 all the way to chapter 12 are going to be the materials for the final exam. Yeah, I hope this will help lessen your burden and help you know that you are not going to be asked materials that were covered, from the very beginning towards the end. All right, now that we talk about the time commitment, and I do ask you to budget 4 to 6 hours per week, let's talk more about the assignments. So I talk about the discussion boards. I do want you to know that I assign 10 points per board, and your original posts to the basically are the answers to the questions that I post are due on Thursdays, and your responses to your classmates' answers are due on Sunday of each week. So when you post a solid answer to a question that I asked, and by solid, I mean that the answers are thoughtful and it showcases your understanding of the material, then that's excellent. You'll get 8 points. The rest of the 2 points, you will get it when you respond to at least 2 of your classmates. Yeah. So I also want to encourage you that I want to create a course that is welcoming and have this positive feel for the students. And that means that I want you to pay attention to the language that you use. We really do want to encourage, each other to make sure that you yourself as well as your classmates feel supported and feel like we really pay attention to the answers. So when I'm asking for good quality feedback, I want it to be thoughtful, I want it to be critical, yeah, and I want it to be supportive. So again, I do ask you to be mindful of the language. So please make sure that you just don't say, "Oh, good post." No, that's not a good quality feedback. I do want you to explain or ask questions that makes the person who wrote the post, really think about the opinion or the thought that they put in. And so by asking probing questions or asking critical questions, you will help your classmates to showcase better understanding and to think deeper about the post that they have written. Yeah. And then in addition to the discussion boards, you're also going to take syllabus quiz. This is my way to make sure that you read the syllabus. You will have up to 3 attempts and I will take the best result. And so it's a good way to get 10 points at the beginning of the semester. And then I also create 2 quizzes, 15 points each. And these quizzes are created before the midterm exam and before the final exam. Now here's the key. The same questions I asked on those quizzes are going to appear again in the exams. And you know that the exams is worth 100 points each. So I do want you to know not to miss those 2 quizzes because it will help you get ready and know exactly what's the kind of questions that you're going to find in the final exam. I also let students to have 2 attempts for those quizzes, but on the exam, you only have 1 attempt. Yeah, so just be mindful of that. And then I asked students to write 2 reflection papers, and this is worth 25 points each. This is a short paper, 1 to 2 page, just to help you reflect on your goal and learning journey. When you take this course, what is it? What is it that you're trying to achieve? Reflect on your own experience of intercultural communication, and then talk about your commitment. Are you like, what kind of effort are you willing to put to be successful, to put in and to be successful in this class? And so at the end of the semester, I would like you to go back and see whether you achieved the goal that you set, and whether you put in the efforts that you promised you're going to put in at the beginning of the semester. Yeah. And then you're also going to to write 2 critical response papers. This is 50 points each, 2 to 3 page, and these papers is designed to help you critically examine the key concepts that we discuss in the course. So I'm going to publish detailed assignment guidelines, and they're going to help you understand what exactly is expected and how you're going to write the paper and tackle this assignment. And then you're going to complete 13 smart book assignments, because we are going to cover 13 chapters. And for each smart book assignments, it's worth 10 points each. And again, like what I said, it will help you check your understanding of each chapter from your textbook. And then, like what I mentioned, there's going to be 2 exams, 100 points each, and it will cover midterm exam as well as the final exam. Now, let's talk about what to do in week 1. I really want you to read the syllabus and the course calendar carefully. I want you to take the syllabus quiz that's due this coming Thursday by 11:59 p.m. Again, you will have 3 attempts to grab that 10 points. And then I want you to submit your first post on the discussion board to introduce yourself. I do want to know you more. Your post is due on Thursday, and your responses are due on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. I assign you to read chapter 1 and 2 of your textbook. Yeah, you will see that in the module under content, under week 1. So the book chapters are assigned per week. And then you're going to submit your second post on the discussion boards to answer the lecture check questions for chapter 1 and 2. Your post is due on Thursday, and your responses are due on Sunday. For the first week, you're also going to actually watch a mini documentaries on from PBS on the demographic changes in the current United States. And then the last one is, I do want you to complete the smart book assignments for chapter 1 and chapter 2, and that's going to be due on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. I do like to start strong, and actually chapter 1 and 2 are closely related, and the short documentary will highlight that connection and will help you understand how all the concepts we read in those chapters are applicable as we look at it, in this documentary created by PBS. Now that we've talked about what you need to cover in week 1, I do want to talk about how to contact your professor, which is me. As I said, my name is Dr. Uli Putri. Please address me as Dr. Putri or Professor Putri. I graduated from CU Boulder. I got my PhD in communication there. I used to teach there, but now I'm a full-time faculty here at Front Range Community College. And as I said, this is one of my most favorite classes to teach. I hope you'll find it as interesting as I find it. I'm here to help you succeed in this course. I will provide the tools for you to be successful, but you also need to bring your A game. So it does require focus, hard work, and commitment to complete everything in 12 weeks. That is my email address, and you can email me on that email address, but you can also just send me a message on D2L, and I will always strive to respond within 24 to 36 hours. And office hours by appointment only is actually on Wednesday and Friday. Yeah, Wednesdays and Fridays. So let me know if you would like to Zoom with me. That's it. Best of luck. You got this. 12 week will go by so fast, and I hope you'll gain so much more knowledge about intercultural